G'day and welcome to the Inforunners. I'm Execute. Today I'm joined by Dyson and Paul
Hello.
from the Astropub. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Good. So today we're going to be talking about Dyson's fleet. We've kind of working our way through every Inforunners. We hope to get Paul's too at some stage, which will get everyone in. So Dyson, do you want to tell us a bit about your fleet and what was your kind of reasoning behind what you were going in to purchase your ships for?
The big thing is basically sell your fighters.
Yep.
Sell your fighters was the big concept I put behind everything, with the sole exception of having at least a single daily driver that's a good daily driver. Then, of course, you'll notice in the fleet there's a couple special things, but they're just special things.
Right. Okay.
So that's
All right.
really the big design.
We'll flick over now you've said that, and we'll have a look here. So I've got it set up in here. It's a nice little simple fleet, which is kind of very healthy, I think, in this day and age. Let's start off here. Tell us about, if I can click on it. Is it going to let me click on it? Here we go. What was the motivation of this? And you should actually tell people what this is because it doesn't have the proper texture on it.
It was free. The Dragonfly was a free Dragonfly given during a event where you actually were out there and people were using your referral code, and I got enough referrals, and voila, I got the Star Kitten. And it's the reason it's not being upgraded. It was free, and it's also a very exclusive ship, so it'll be kind of rare and diverse. Fairly common in some ways, but overall, I guarantee you once the game hits big, it'll probably be fairly rare.
I agree. All right. And the Mustang, and I believe this is just the default Mustang here.
It is the default Mustang, and again, it's because it came with the starter pack. And
so this is your actual game package. Is that what it's? Is that what this is? Okay.
It is precisely the game package. It came with Squadron 42. It was a great deal. The biggest issue I have is honestly the fact that they don't actually, once you get some of these larger ships, just give you the game package. And that's the only reason I have this ship. And there's no reason to really upgrade it because, again, that just ruins sell your fighters mantra right there.
Now, I'm assuming this is one of the special ones you mentioned because it's the Saber Raven, and you've probably got it for the same reason I have it. Yep.
Yes. I mean, it was a dirt cheap Saber. It's probably one of the prettiest ships. And again, it's going to be one of those exclusive ships. So that's where in my personal opinion, the sell your fighter slogan fails, is with things like the Star Kitten or the Raven. Something that is extremely exclusive.
I think the only other one that you can add to that list is the AMD Mustang as well. There's literally only 3 of them as far as I'm aware. So yeah. The other thing I would say is I do remember at the time when you purchased this, you were really into EMP as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Warlock was my baby.
Yeah.
And I like EMP. I think it's really unique gameplay, helping out your team, because again, it's one of the things that makes this ship interesting is it doesn't have the full firepower, but if you're with some friends and you get that EMP right, it is amazing. I will say it is sad that the ship currently in game is kind of needing love, but overall the concept is solid.
Okay. Star Runner, I think this is kind of what you were talking about with your daily driver, yeah?
Yes, best bang for buck, in my opinion, for a daily driver. It has the capability of amazing storage. So you've got some good cargo capacity. You got data banks, so you can do info running.
It's fast.
And it's fast. Yes. So hands down, the big other selling point for me is the fact that you can do your info running at the same time you're doing cargo missions, which means you can double stack missions and really be efficient in making your money.
What about the actual... sorry, go, Paul.
I was going to say the one thing I would also say is, which is interesting about it, is that it's only a 1-person ship. I think it's a 1-person, 2-person max that was required. And it's slightly bigger than a freelancer. I think it's maybe about the same length as a Connie, or about the same length as a Connie if you count like end to end, like engine tip to front. So it sits in that medium to large area, which you don't see that many ships, and it's single person use. So that's pretty good, I think.
And I guess I was going to ask you a question, Dyson. Do you intend to use it for like smuggling gameplay as well? Is that an interest to you at all?
Honestly, if I'm going to be doing smuggling, I'm actually doing smuggling on that 890. What are you talking about?
Right.
You dare pull me over?
All right, let's just move on then. Fine. All right, Polaris. What was your choice behind this one?
Honestly, one of the best military ships.
Wait.
In my opinion.
Wait, I'm going to guess it's because you brought the 890 jump and then you thought you needed a real ship. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Actually,
damn.
Right. Okay. Thought so. Yeah.
It was the other way around, actually.
Oh,
I had
sure,
this first, and I love it from the standpoint of everyone's talking about, oh, Idris, oh, Kraken. While they're great ships, honestly, this is the type of ship that I see orgs running because it doesn't require overall too many people. It has a hangar, and it allows you to do larger combat missions without having to have a ton of extra crew.
Yeah, I think also having the smallest capital ship is probably going to be one of the most popular capital ships in the game, and I think the Nautilus, while is roughly the same size as defensive, this is offensive, so it'll just be more popular in my opinion. All right, and the ship that we don't even really need to talk about, but yeah, why did you buy this hunk of junk?
One man's hunk of junk is another man's treasure.
Right.
This is actually one of my favorite ships, not just aesthetically, but I actually really like the idea of being able to do the luxury gameplay. I actually find that kind of interesting, and I can see you can tying in cargo missions with that, so you can make some money that way. It can be a great org base because, again, you got the med bay. And hangar, so that's a great combo there, and it honestly will make, in my opinion, a great covert op ship because you're out there doing a luxury transport mission, and just so happens your hangar launches a ship out with some less than savory people to do some stuff while you're in the area.
Well, it definitely looks cool. We'll talk about it in a bit. All right, Paul. I'll kick it off first. Just so people know, this is Paul's first Fix My Fleet, so he's on training wheels. No, it's fine. So yes. I think literally that we can't really talk about the kitten other than this was a splurge item. Clearly, yeah. So yeah, there's nothing that I can really comment about that. Yeah, it's rare. You'd want to keep it. I can see that. Paul, is there anything you want to say about the Star Kitten?
It's going to be a super rare ship. I always love the Star Kitten stuff because it triggers so many people. Like there's so many people like pink, ew, and like have like a 5-year-old response to it. So I approve of keeping it.
Yeah. I actually am surprised they haven't been sued over it because the people that actually own Hello Kitty are really really copyright protected. So maybe they did just enough to keep away from it. What do you got to say about the Mustang, Paul? What's your thoughts on that?
I do wonder why you chose the Mustang over the Aurora.
I actually think I know the answer, but
was it just cheaper, or was it upgrade?
Can I try and answer? Yeah, is it because you intend to upgrade? That was my question. Because you technically get $5 more if you upgrade from it.
It is entirely for that. Even if I don't plan on necessarily doing it, it gives me that extra option if I want to at some point.
So that was going to be my comment about it. Like, clearly, I think you should upgrade from it. And if I was going to say you were not going to change a single ship in your fleet, I'd actually say turn it into a Star Runner, and then get rid of this Star Runner. But that's an option. You said you had options, so yeah.
That would have been my suggestion as well. Is just turn that into a Star Runner, just because it's your daily driver. You don't need it. It's nice to have it because now you have an 890. You also have a Mustang. You know.
For those. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, then you may also want to think about, if you want to upgrade it, if you want to keep the Mustang for whatever reason, think about what you'd use it for, like the Beta maybe, because it's got a logout, bed, or a Delta if you want more combat capability, because you have 2 ships that have landing pads on top of them. And your Star Runner is not going to fit on that, so you have something you can transport with, and I don't think the Polaris comes with an extra ship, so you could easily put get a nice little fighter on top of your Polaris just for like oh shit missions. But you also have the saber, so you got both of those.
Yeah. But I'm just going to go back to what he said about sell your fighters, so I know he's not going to do that. But the other part of it, I would say also, is you could actually go to Avenger Warlock, because then you got your other EMP ship that I know you really like. So, but then again, I would say, like, if you're going to take that over the Mustang, because I know you'll get more use out of it, but I still go back to what Paul and I said originally. I think turning that into the Star Runner is probably the way to go. But I know that's sitting there as an option, isn't it? That's what that ship is. That's an option if something else pops up that you like. Like if they make a monkey breeding ship or something, and you really want that ship, you can go get it, right? So, okay, cool. All right, well, the Raven, I think that falls into the same boat. I know you really like your EMP gameplay, and so I think that's a no-brainer for you because it's the top of the EMP gameplay. Anything you want to say about that, Paul?
I mean, you like the EMP. There's nothing wrong with the Saber Raven. It's I don't really think, like, I feel like she's going to end up being your trailer queen. She's going to be something you like show people off in your hangar and be like, hey, check this out. More than anything else. And I feel like that's kind of what the Star Kitten is going to be as well. They're going to be mostly trailer queens, like exhibits that you show to other people rather than, you keep it in the 890 jump just so you can be like, I have my Saber Raven right here. Yeah.
I think a few ships
holding champagne glass.
I think a few ships are going to be like that too, though, Paul. Like the Glaive and the Scythe. They are not as powerful as other ships, yet they cost an astronomical amount. So that's a really good. I haven't heard it called Trailer Queen, but I'll have to remember that.
It's a term for cars that are show cars. Right. They end up living on trailers, so they call them trailer queens because they're treated like they're pampered. It's a car terminology. Yeah, okay. My wife is a car nut, so I've heard that stuff.
I thought you were about to say she was a trailer queen. I was like, what the hell?
She grew up in trailer. That's
so bad. Like just where you were going, I'm like, no, you're not going to say that. And then
I'll tell her that to her face next time, and I'm sure that'll end up well.
Tell her that's what I thought. Well. She'll probably never talk to me again. All right. The Star Runner. What are your thoughts on this ship, Paul? I think you kind of said a little bit.
Chef's kiss. It's like I didn't understand why people loved the Star Runner until I started doing the lore on the Star Runner, and part of when I was doing some research on the lore of Star Runner, when I did a video on Crusader Industries, like the lore behind Crusader Industries. I also looked at the ships to kind of try to gauge out like what in lore they're supposed to be, and there's a lot of lore behind it, but it's, like the whole design of it is like, oh, this is the constellation. This is what the constellation was supposed to be, but it's smaller. So you can actually handle it with one person. It's the Connie, but with, more time and, this is what the real game looks like. So I approve. It's a really good daily driver. The only problem I think you're going to run into is that if you want to do any kind of multi-crew gameplay with this, it's going to be nothing. I think there's like one turret on the thing. Like it's going to be, though we don't know because there may be multiple ships, multiple seats and that kind of stuff. So you can have multiple people. Yeah. So
there is that crew area where you have the chess set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that very much leads into what I was going to say, Paul, and that is the thing of this ship. And if you look at the other ships in the area, you've kind of got like the Star Runner, the Corsair, the Constellation, and there's probably another one I'm forgetting. But the one thing that this ship doesn't have that the others have is firepower. And I think it's because it's very much in the name is that it's a runner, but you get what you pay for. And with this, you're giving up all that stuff to gain a ship that's fast and it just runs from combat. So this is the everyday ship for someone that's not combat centric. Man, I had just totally stuck in my tongue.
It's not good as good of a hauler as something like the Max or the Freelancer. It's not as nimble as the Freelancer probably, or the Cutlass, but it's going to be more
three gameplays. You get three different gameplays too. So you get your smuggling, you get your normal cargo, and you get your data runner, and that's pretty good because the only other ship that I can think of that kind of gives you three like that, if I'm mistaken, is the Avenger.
Yeah. The Cutlass has that with the Cutlass Blue.
There you go.
But the thing is that like the other thing is I'd say you're pigeonholing yourself a little bit because you are going to be in non-combat.
Yeah.
Like there is no daily driver. You were not going to be able to have someone's gonna be like, hey, let's go do a bounty mission or something like that, and be like, cool, let me hop into my Star Runner and go try to fight fight bad guys. It might not end up pretty well. So
yeah,
I think that's the only disadvantage. But if that's not your thing, that's fine.
Yeah, but you can also tell it's designed to run because of the two backwards. Well, the bottom turret can cover the whole area, but this one at the top, 100%, is designed to just shoot backwards. So yeah. All right, but I have no problems with that ship at all. All right, Polaris. Well, I currently have 2 of these, so I clearly don't have a problem with this ship. I think this is probably one of the. This is going to sound so arrogant when I say this, but one of the best options for a capital ship purchase because it is so small. Yes, it is expensive, but if you're going to go into capital ships, I think this is like the first choice.
It's smaller than an 890 jump.
Yep.
You know,
and
it's a good choice. I was going to say, like,
go ahead.
I was going to say that it's a torpedo boat, so it's basically an overgrown retaliator, but it has a landing pad on top of it, so it actually can carry another ship, just like the 890. It's slightly smaller than the 890, but it's about the same size, so it can be crewed by probably about the same number of people.
Yep.
And the reality is that unless you have an org that can staff your ship, this is the kind of ship that you and 5 or 6 people could probably effectively run.
Yep.
And that's probably the sweet spot for most ships of capital class.
Yeah.
Because 5 or 6 people is going to be hard to coordinate, but you can coordinate pretty well if everyone knows what they're doing. When you start getting up into the Idris levels where you're dealing with 10, 20, 30 people, you're going to have like multiple like comm lines for like, the flight crew versus the bridge crew versus this is that sweet spot. So if you're looking for capital class gameplay, this is a good choice.
Well, I'll just probably add or elaborate to what you said. For me, the really big thing about this ship is 2 factors. The first one is the bringing to bear of those 24 torpedoes onto someone. Like they're expensive, but the fact that you've got them, people are going to be really wary. And the second thing, as Paul mentioned, is the hangar. The ability to just repair fighters and rearm and refuel fighters and cycle them through when you're out on an escort or you're out covering, like, say, a mining run or whatever it is going to be huge. And that is just a really strong suit. And the fact that you don't have to take an Idris or a Kraken with you that is not really an offensive ship, this ship is going to be really utilized in combat situations. Just on that one hangar alone. All right. Anything else you want to add? You sound like you want to say something there, Paul, about anything else you want to add?
That's right. That's what I was thinking.
I'm going to let you go first on this one, Paul. So what
okay.
would you like
there
to
is
say?
There is only one ship in the verse in which you can do a line of space cocaine off of a space escort. Escorts behind while wearing a $2 million suit and breaking the speed limit, and no one looks at you twice.
And it's called the 600i. No,
it's the 890 is a fantastic ship for that. It is the one thing I've always believed in is that the 890 has absolutely no purpose and will have no purpose, and it may have in the future that escort gameplay, that like luxury, like sending diplomats or rich people out to go on luxury cruises. That may be a thing. I still not concerned, not 100% sure about that. But at the very least, the 890, as it stands, is a monument to sin and luxury, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's just the symbol of like where basically what it is like, hey, I have money.
Yep.
This is me. I have money. I can waste on it on this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Look,
and for right now, it's actually a really good choice because it's the only carrier we have.
Yes. There are some really untapped things with this ship that are to be seen, to be determined. I think, look, I'll give it props for aesthetics. Aesthetically, it is a very nice looking ship. It does pay a lot of homage to yachts from our time. For me, the real hate I have for this ship, so to speak, is actually not for the ship itself. It's for the cost. For me, the cost is what kills this ship. Quite honestly, when it originally came out at $650, I think it's worth it at $650. At the current almost $1,000 price point, no way. And my even reasoning before that was like, I know the Carrack's gone up in price now, but at the time you could literally get a Carrack, a 600i, and you could almost get 3 ships for the price of this. It was literally crazy, and you could get all the gameplay from this from the other ships, and you had 3 ships, not 1. And the 3rd ship I'm thinking of, was the Genesis Starliner. So that gives you your transportation of, well, it's not VIPs, but it's grunts or humans, whatever you want to call them. And then you get your exploration gameplay with your Carrack, and then 600i gives you the luxury as well. So you had a luxury and a person transporter, and you got the exploration. Obviously, one of the big appeals though of this ship is its size, and I think we can also say this ship has grown. I have some other niggling issues with it though, not from the outside but from the inside. I think as a luxury ship, the 2 big things that stuck out for me is there are some areas that feel rather cramped, and the areas I'm talking about are specifically the stairs. The way the stairs go up, and they're kind of clumped where you're trying to walk out towards the statue is. And the other one is the VIP room at the back that's meant to be this luxury area. Now, if I think of a luxury area that's in the future, I think of the scene from Prometheus where it's got the statue of David and is in this massive open space. And even the 600i has massive open space. In this, though, it's a series of 3 little cramped rooms that feel like a loft in a New York apartment. It does not feel like it should. And I almost feel like this ship was built from the bottom up, and as they've come up, they've realized they're running out of room, and they've just had to squish things in. It doesn't feel like it was laid out and prepared as it should. And I hope, given time, it will get a rework. And I think that the fact that people paid a premium for this ship, they should demand a premium. And I'll leave it at that. All right. Is there anything that we've said today, Dyson, that was a surprise? Or, I think the only real one that maybe I'd like to get your feedback on is the Mustang. Unless you've got something else you want to feedback to us from.
Well, I was thinking it's a good possibility for the future, but the big thing for me is CIG gets no more for a good while until they actually come out with something substantial.
Yep.
Like an actual working Squadron 42.
Yep. So is that an option then? One of those 2 options. So either sit on the Mustang and wait, or upgrade it to the Starrunner and melt the current Starrunner you have. Is that something you'd take on board?
Sit on it and wait for the time being.
Yep. All right. Okay then. Well, I'll switch back over here to the to this.
Mainly for insurance reasons.
Insurance reasons. Okay. All right. Well, that's been Dyson's Fleet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like these videos, feel free to like them. If you don't like these videos, you know what to do there as well. Give some comments on Dyson's Fleet and what you think of it. Do you own an 890 Giant and hate my guts? Please let me know in the comments below. But you know, I tried to be very fair today. I tried to be really fair. Like, I was really nice. I didn't bite. I just said it nicely. I said bye, and that's why I don't like it. And I'm entitled to my opinion, and you're entitled to buy your ship and love it as much as you do. All right.
And you're entitled to be wrong too. It's okay.
Yes, I'm entitled to be wrong. I'm entitled to be wrong as well. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yeah,
it's okay. You can hang out on my 890. You don't have to be salty.
I'll be hanging out on it as I'm rating it. Right. Yeah, I'll come and explore it with my, what do they call it? I still find that really funny when they talk about the pirate ship, I've lost it. The Drake one, the Corsair.
The Corsair?
Yeah, it's an explorer. It's going to explore the inside
of your ship. Explores the inside of other people's cargo bays. That's what it explores.
That's exactly right. All right. So yeah. I'm trying to think what else I need. Oh yeah. Also, if you like these videos, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. I always forget to talk about that. Algrid's always got to remind me, but he's not here today.
Tell your friends.
Yep, tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Also, check out Paul's channel on the Astropub. If you're really into lore, we need to get another episode set up with you two at some point. I know Algrid and you have been talking, so we'll definitely get onto one of those because I really enjoyed the last one, way more than I thought I would. And Dyson, you're back to study soon, aren't you? So we won't see you too much over the next little while.
Probably several months.
Yep. But we'll drag you in whenever we can. Kicking and screaming usually, but we'll drag you in. All right. So he's been Dyson. He's been Paul or Astropub. Sorry, what'd you say?
said way too late at night because Australian times and US times are hilarious to coordinate.
Yeah. And I've been Execute, and we need to get a drink. All right. Catch you guys next time.
Later, man.